So going into market open today, it's marking out a few levels here. Got previous day low, daily rejection wick quadrant levels, and then we've got the current daily high, which is the all-time high here on the London 50. Just looking at what sort of confluence this is giving, nothing yet. Market opened and we do start trading lower. Here we are looking at a discount 15-minute PD array, which is just where London low has been swept. So I want to see if we can get back above the first presented gap, where I will start to look for longs. However, the confluence on London 50 is now shifted to bearish, so I'm going to be a bit patient here and wait for the 950 macro. So once we swept the London low and traded back up to the first presented gap, still acting as support to go lower. So here I'm looking at them quadrant levels I've got marked out, and I've noticed that we've tapped into another 15-minute discount array. So I want to see if we can get back up towards the first presented gap and see what sort of reaction we get from there. Here I've got a fair value gap marked out as well. So initially it does give a displacement inversion with order block as well. So here now I'm starting to look to see if we can get above that first presented gap. However, once we tap into it, we do get a strong reaction inversion from there. So I do make a quick decision to take the short, targeting the quadrant levels lower. On ES, I've also marked out a 4-hour sell side point, which I do think it's reaching for. So that does line up with 50% of this quadrant level. And also at that level, there is a 4-hour fair value gap and yesterday's PM session low, which does look like a good target. However, once I enter, we do slow down. We do not get a speed through the lows, and we start to accumulate for quite a very long time, and it is a very slow trade at this current moment in time. However, I'm just going to keep the stop where it is. There is no reason for me to reduce that stop. So we do end up chopping around here, basically trading around the entry, not seeing any follow through for lower prices. However, I'm going to give it a bit of a chance. Got a fair value gap left now. I want to see if we respect it or do we close above it. So far we are wicking into it multiple times. I want to see a nice strong closure lower, and if we do, that gives me a chance to reduce my stop. Right here I do decide to go break even, as we did get the order block and I do not want to see my entry get traded back into. So getting close to my first take profit, which is yesterday's PM session, where I will take off a small percentage of my position. Yeah, just annotating to see potential higher prices, and it doesn't look like that's gonna follow through. London 50 there is starting to look bearish now, which is aligned with my trade idea. Right there, we do take the previous PM session, which I do take some partials off, and we reach 50% of that rejection wick level as well, which I do take some more partials. I just want to see if the final runners can follow through the full closure of the levels. Right here, we start to get a bit of displacement through the lows, so I do start to trail my stop on the swing high. If we get another push through lower, I'll start to aggressively trail my stop. So now my stop is on this candle high, and right there I do get stopped out prematurely, and price does end up reaching the full TP. However, I'm very happy with the way this was managed and did get a nice 1-3 on that trade. Here is all the executions for that trade.